What is up, guys? Control here. Today's video is going to be on two champions that I like a lot. One being almost my favorite, and another being one that is pretty close to my heart as well. Yasuo and Swain. Throw up the list for you guys. This is one that I was asking for some decks to play yesterday after we basically had an impossible time climbing Master's Ladder with the Teemo Sejuani list we've been popping off with. After the first video you guys saw where I went 22-5, the next stream I went 15-5 and went from rank 115 Master to rank 140. So I actually lost ranks with a 75% win rate over 25 games. Kept on going, played about 25, maintained about a 70% win rate, dropped to like 200. So I said, let's try some new stuff. Asked chat for what they wanted to see, and one of the requests was actually Yasuo Swain. So we got a list that was pretty similar to the one we're playing. We changed a little bit though. So to start off with the early game, I mean, pretty straightforward. You get 3 flocks, which definitely makes a lot of sense if you're playing Swain and a lot of cards of stun. Definitely something that I think you're going to be wanting to run. Really, really good card. Super strong 2-drop being Feyblade Twirler. One that's, I mean, if you've seen any Yasuo deck pop off, probably includes this guy. And when combined with one of the cheeky top end finishes we have, Dragon Rage, can actually pop off and be insane. So Feyblade definitely one you want. One of Guile, I just like it's a decent reactive tool. You know, we'll stop like a Demacia guy from attacking with a Garen on turn 5, for example, something like that. Just a decent card. It's thrown in there, not crucial or anything. Retreat, I think, is nice for protecting a lot of the mid-game units being like Yasuo Swain, or, you know, getting another stun off with like a Sentry. So that's not true, you can't do that. With a Concussive Palm, my bad. But you can also get another draw of Shadow Assassin and just, deny the attacks your opponent's doing by just retreating your unit and then replaying it. So it's decent. Sentry and Shadow Assassin is like 3 drops, which is good. Sentry obviously is a 3-2 that stuns, is really good with this list. And Shadow Assassin is just nice because she's card draw, synergizes with retreat, and can help you against elusive units. Moving up a little bit more, I got a couple 1-ofs, Deny and Refuge. I think those are both nice as 1-of. Refuge, just to get better trades in and heal you, obviously. Can get really nutty with Yasuo. Once he's leveled, I mean, the strikes are going to be healing you for 5 at least per hit. Because, I mean, when you stun or recall an enemy, you strike it. So if you get like Refuge, a leveled up Yasuo and Intimidating Roar, that's going to be like a full heal basically, which is really nice. Deny, I mean, kind of self-explanatory, just a good card. Concussive Palm is a pretty sweet one that's new from Rising Tides. It is just really, really strong because, I mean, it's like a Sentry. It does cost more mana, but you can use it during combat, which is really, really good. Definitely supports Yasuo decks, so I would recommend running this for sure. Next up, one of the most broken cards in the game, Will of Ionia. Super surprised this one has not been nerfed, to talk about it quite a bit. But yeah, running that as a 3-of, it's pretty good in a deck that requires you to recall or stun units, and is definitely one of the ways that you win games. So definitely run 3 of those. 3 Yasuos, I mean, he's one of the center points of the deck, so not too much to say there. 3 Intimidating Roars, now that we're getting here. This card is really, really good when it works, and when it doesn't, it's really clunky. That's about all I can say about it. I think that the right number is maybe 2 Intimidating Roars. And then you could like throw another tech card in, maybe another Refuge if you're seeing a lot of aggro, Deny if you're seeing like a lot of Shadow Isles, late game type of spells. Even like another Guile could be good, or if you want to go this way, another Dragon's Rage. But it's pretty flexible. I just ran 3, which worked fine, but it felt like it was maybe a little bit too clunky. Next up, 3 Swains, again, pretty self-explanatory, and you can tie the Leviathan into that. These guys combined together are absolutely insane. If you have a leveled up Swain plus Leviathan on board, you almost always will win the game, assuming your opponent's not like an Ezreal is just going to, blow you out over the top or something. Reckoner is just a decent minion. I found him a little bit tough to play, but he's one of the ones that, if you get him in play and he sticks, he is just insane, man. 1, if your Yasuo is not leveled, he will be in a round or 2, and 2, if your Yasuo is on board, the Reckoner is just going to mean that, you're killing a unit for free every round, which is super sweet. It's also a 6/6, which is a very big size for a unit, so one that I'm pretty happy to play with. Next up is Dragon's Rage. So the main combo with this is with Swain. We actually tested this with unleveled up Swain, so it does not actually work. You do not get the Nexus Strike damage as well, I believe. So it will scale Swain for 6 because you're getting the damage of Swain into the unit and then the Nexus Strike damage, so it will scale Swain if you need to level him up. But you will not get the Nexus Strike effect like you would when he's leveled. So I'm not sure if that's a bug or not because, I mean, he still has a Nexus Strike when he's not leveled, but we did not get the 3 extra damage off Dragon Strike. Whereas when he is leveled, we got the Nexus Strike and did the 3 extra damage to all enemy units. So that's kind of the combo. You do that, you Dragon's Rage their Nexus, you stun units, and you do a bunch of damage to all of them as well with the AoE. So that's kind of the reason Dragon's Rage is in there. Also, it's just kind of cheeky. It's something that nobody's really going to expect, and something that's really cool, actually. So if you're interested in pulling this off more consistently, definitely run it as a 3 of. Also, it can be really good with Feyblade Twirler. I went actually using it with this card the most, I think 2 or 3 games. I got one game where I got the level up Swain to pop off, but 2 or 3 games with Feyblade Twirler where this card just had like 9 to like, 15 attack, and he just kind of popped. You just Dragon's Rage that towards their face, and it's like, oh, they're dead. Overall, I'd say the deck is pretty sweet. It has, pretty straightforward game plan, that is obviously quite based upon the champions. So you're going to have to be mulliganing relatively aggressively for the Yasuos/Swains. More so the Yasuos, because Swain you will get later with Leviathan anyways. But yeah, you really need this guy to make the deck start working, so definitely look for him in your mulligan. Probably even keep 2 if you can. And I mean, your early game is pretty straightforward. You want to develop like a Twirler, get your 3 drops in play, Sentry plus Flock for removal, that kind of stuff. And always look out for Yasuo Intimidating Roar if you can. Really dope combo, and one that is super good. Enjoy the deck, guys. I think it's one that's super fun, and I had a blast playing it yesterday. I don't think my win rate is super high. I'm pretty sure that we went like 8 and 6 with it, which is still decent considering we were playing at relatively high ranks. I mean, we probably started at like rank 250 or so, and yeah, we ended like 400. I believe we also messed around with some mill stuff yesterday, though. I went like 1 and 5 with mill. It's funny because I also went 5 and 1 with deep, but then I went 1 and 5 with the mill version, which is kind of weird. But overall, I'd say the list is really good. It was still competitive, top 300 Masters ranks for NA, so definitely one that is not bad, and I would say craft if you're missing only a few cards for. Enjoy the gameplay, boys. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for tuning in. Smash that like button and leave a comment. Let me know what you guys want to see next. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. This guy is deep stuff. So against deep decks, Yasuo plus Intimidating Roar is usually pretty good. They go pretty wide a lot of the time. Do I really have to draw double Leviathan when I'm... Oh, dude. Oh, Leviathan, man. I love you so much, but right now, man, is not the time. I don't want to see the 3rd buddy, okay? Well, okay, I'll take the Will of Ionia, man. That's fine. I just don't want to see 3 Leviathans, you know? I love the card, don't get me wrong. Okay, you know what? I love Leviathan, man. I got nothing more to say. Best card in the game. Absolutely nothing more to say. Leviathan is the absolute best. I love him. He's my best friends. Great card, great guy. Nothing more to say. That's all I gotta say today, guys. Leviathan is the best. No more, no less. That's all. Is the Leaf's only purpose to fall? That's a deep. Wow. What do you guys think? Is the Leaf's only purpose to fall? I don't know. Definitely an interesting one. What is another purpose of a Leaf? Other than to fall? So that's going to be an open attack to try to kill the Yasuo, I think. It's not a Will of Ionia that ever feels good, but it's one that I have to do, unfortunately. I feel like we're not going to get the Intimidating Roar that we want this game. Yeah, it's honestly not really the look, I think, at the moment. I feel like the Intimidating Roar is just absolutely going to do nothing this game, actually. Never mind, that card makes Intimidating Roar work. But he needs to play more. How do we bait him to play more? Because like if I play Swain, I can't play Intimidating Roar. If I attack, I'll just block with a 2-1, then Intimidating Roar is not good. And if I pass, I'm just never going to get it. So it's kind of a confusing one, I find. Is Intimidating Roar for 2 ever good enough? I feel like the answer to that is just simply no. This is it. I figured it out. You pretend you disconnect here. Okay? Look at this. This guy's just sitting here like, what could potentially be going on? And this is where you feign that you have disconnected from the game. I haven't done this 5-head play in a while, boys. We haven't been busted out of the DC play since we were going for Masters. But now that we're in here, you know, I gotta bust it out again to make Yasuo work, boys. It's all I could do, right? What can I say? Sometimes you just have to bust out the Omega Brain plays. He got baited, let's go. Okay. We're the fucking best. Look at that. Simpletons would fall for that every time. And, you know, what you're getting on this channel right now is an invitation to learn. And that's what I'm trying to help you guys do. Learn. Now, you're not going to learn if you don't take these lessons to heart. Even if he goes deep here, Flock is still going to kill him. You know, it's really nuts. A lot of people don't get the type of strategies we're kind of utilizing here. But hopefully, with some explanations, I can kind of, you know, lay it down for you guys. Help you guys understand why what we're doing is what you need to be doing if you want to succeed. Why do I also feel like I'm trying to sell you guys a car or some shit right now? I genuinely feel like with the way that I'm talking at the moment, I sound like I'm like some shitty car salesman. Because I shouldn't really have to sell this concept. I mean, the concept of masturbating is one that has really just been there for a long time. I mean, long before you or I were born. Masturbators have existed around the world for centuries, you know, decades. Whatever the plural of thousands of years is. Yeah, that's how long they've lasted for. They've been around since, I guess, even the beginning of time. People have been getting masturbated for just, you know, longer than you or I have existed, really. Why do I feel like he's going to play the Obliterate card now? You can't Obliterate leveled up Swain, then I Leviathan, and I still just win anyways. And I can't will that, though. I can will my Yasuo, that's not very good, though. Yeah. So retreat in there to simply stack the Yasuo faster and protect him from big removals. Well, you can use retreat for that, but it's a really nice card because it's just flexible, right? You play around a lot of removal cards, and it's also pretty good on stuff like Sentry early game. So Devour. So we could will the Yasuo. We could also just will the Devourer, though, and then we can open attack with Swain, play Leviathan next round, and he can't really do anything. I feel like willing the Devourer is better, because it's not like he can kill a Swain anyways. I guess he could have, like, he could have a Feast, I guess. Wait, is that how that works? Really? If you will a unit, its skill doesn't go off. Why do I... Is this like a specific... Is this specific to this card? I haven't played Ionia in a very long time, so that might be why I'm not too familiar with this mechanic, but... Why would the skill not go off? It's specific to the card. Okay, that makes sense, because my understanding was that that was not how the game would work. But okay, I mean, hey, you learn something new every day, right? You know, the nice thing about Twitch is, you know, I can teach you guys how to masturbate, and you guys can teach me simple game mechanics that I lack critical information on. Which ends up being a lot of them because I'm stupid. So, you hit the open attacker dog button, Swain pops off. Oh, that feels good. He's at 3 HP. And I guarantee you, this guy's going to think he's smart now. He's going to be like, well, I'm in... Oh, wait, why is he at 8, not 3? Okay, maybe he is smart. Yeah, maybe he is smart, actually. Okay, well, he can't play that Elise, and I can play Leviathan because I'm good at the game. So our Battleship still goes Burr. His Nautilus should die, right? Because the Yasuo will hit the Nautilus 3 times. We Battleship Burr's face, and then... Wait, is he just dead now? Was that a visual bug? That was a visual bug. Okay, that's actually really confusing. I've never had a visual bug where the Nexus has displayed the wrong amount of health, but I guess the thing is, right, when you're as good at masturbating as I am, right, you can literally masturbate the game's spaghetti code into thinking that your opponent's at a different health total. Like, that is how far these lines of baiting go. And it's one of the things that, I mean, even the game designers who designed this game, right, they developed the engine for the game, they just don't understand. And that's fine, because they can also tune into the stream and learn. You know? That's what it's about, boys. It's about learning. Sedge Ash. I don't feel too confident in saying that I think my cards are going to be able to actually attack, because I think all of them are going to get frostbitten. It's probably a really bad matchup, actually. As even my leveled Yasuo doesn't do that much. But, you know, even though it's a bad matchup, you gotta try. I don't think I'd agree that deny should be a base of 2 plus the spell cost that you're denying. I don't think that's really right. I think deny of 4 is fine. I think my problem is more like Deep Meditation and Will of Ionia are the frustrating cards for me. I think Heimerdinger in general, just like how easily he's abused by PNZ and Ionia decks is just really frustrating to play against. That's about it. It's just quite honestly annoying, and I think it's kind of frustrating that they didn't see any real nerfs. In fact, they saw kind of a buff with what was considered like a nerf with Deep Meditations. Okay. I'm not too interested in playing Guile and Flock here. It doesn't really feel that good. The classic double Yasuo hands, okay. I guess I could have instantly Guiled, but I mean, I'd rather Guile Flock after, I think. How do you stack Swain with this deck? The idea is to use Swain with Dragon's Rage late game. Out of the 4 games I played, I got it off once, but my opponent conceded before he could see it, unfortunately. Kind of sucks, but that's just how it goes. If I play Steel Tempest here, it means I can't Flock, so I'm probably just going to have to take the damage, I think. I do also want the Twirler to live, so I think the play here is going to be take 8 or have Yasuo as a 4-1. I don't know how I feel about him being a 4-1 because he dies to a lot of stuff, but it might just be better than taking an extra 3 for no reason. I guess, I mean, the thing is he just dies, so I mean.
Want to see these moves up close?
It's probably just that and then Guile plus Flock is the play, I think. So I'll settle with, I think. No. They've said that their next balance patch is in exactly a month. It's not in a few weeks. There has been, in fact, a stated date for that. Which is, it's good. At least we know there's going to be a balance patch next month, but I think that's what they're sticking with is just literally like a balance patch every single month.
Now who's got the upper hand?
Which is kind of frustrating because that's probably when the ladder fix will happen, is probably a month from now. I don't think that's going to happen in like, the patch from 2 weeks. I think it's going to be a month from now as well. Just kind of frustrating, but I mean, I think a lot of those issues really just kind of go away if you approach a game with a mindset where you don't have to play to climb, you just play to have fun. And that's just something that I'm not very good at doing, and why I kind of get frustrated, I think, is because I do just approach the game with like a mindset that, I want to climb, I want to do well, maybe get to rank 1, that kind of stuff. And because of that, that kind of limits, potentially, I guess, the enjoyment that I could have with the game. And I guess, makes me more frustrated than I should be for like no reason, I guess. Am I gonna recall that over playing a Swain here? I think no. Could argue the retreat's not really good though, if I don't do it now, but I think it's fine to just pass, get the Swain out. I don't have spell mana for anything though if I go Swain Reckoner. That's the problem as well. I think that's okay. It does feel like so a patch a month does feel pretty frequent. The problem is, I mean, it's not even really a problem. It's just like average live stream people complaining and stuff. So like my problem with that is that like I play the game way too much. It's like really just like a me problem. It's not like an actual problem with the game. It's just that if you're gonna live stream something, it usually means you're gonna be playing an obscene amount, which might lead to some frustration with that because, you're really going to get, like, your full experience with the patch, whatever patch you're seeing. I think we're just going to play this Steel Tempest here, over recalling it. If we go for the retreat, we take 5 damage, and I don't really want to do that, and also give him a plunder, so it doesn't sound good to me. I would rather do this. I don't even feel like I want to attack with him, to be honest. Like, I feel like I just want to play the Reckoner, and that's about it. And just chill. Do I think it'd be better if they swap 3 attack and 4 attack turrets keywords? That could help. There's still a lot of really good 4 attack units. I think that would definitely be a good nerf, which is something that I think that's so I mean we can just do this and we're fine. Yeah. Perfectly acceptable. He does get to go ahead and replay the Sejuani, right? So it's not like that's all great for us. But that's it's a better look than having both of our great units here die. So I mean I'm pretty happy with the will here. I think it's a good play. 7 wins, let's go, dude. Let's go. Congrats. Definitely hit the attack button now. So he's gonna block the Swain. This turn went really well for us. It's nice that he played Reckoning and we had a good answer. He's gonna push 10 now. And we're probably in a situation where we can't just win now. Might have see. I mean, I don't think playing that's good because now my Swain's just leveled up. Right? Like that doesn't actually feel like it's that great of a play. Because I do just clear it with the Reckoner plus Yasuo. Can I click the white dog thing? The Poro or this? This other guy. The Snapper? When Yasuo was frozen, he couldn't do damage? No. So pre-level up Yasuo, what he does is he always does 2 damage to something when you start to recall it. But when you do level him up, he does damage based on what his attack is, because he strikes. So pre-level up, it doesn't matter if he's frozen or not. It's not really relevant or an issue. Post-level up, it is though. So here, I mean, I think we just say that the Yasuo is going to die. And then just play Leviathan and basically just win the game because our battleship will go burst, Swain will be leveled. We've been here before, we know how this goes. Battleship goes burr, game equals win. Oh, never mind, I'm stupid. Nice battleship, kid. Control, you're an idiot. Actually, wait. Why is he doing that though? Okay, he figured it out. Okay, I was gonna say that's not how. If you're gonna look to order it that way, that's definitely not how you do it. But he figured out what his mistake was, and definitely got punished there, really heavily. But if we open attack, we still usually just win, right? Especially with the Dragon's Rage now. So we should still be fine. You know, like, yeah, we don't have the units, but I mean, it's unlikely he's gonna have like a harsh wins or something like that, right? So we should still be good. GG. But definitely got punished there a little bit. Not that it ended up mattering, because the battleship, once you have it down and it sticks, is that oppressive. Shout out my boy D-Braz. Hey, shout out to D-Braz. Let's go, dude. You know, girls with D-cups need love too, right? Dude, I could not imagine having big-ass titties. Do you know how hard it would be to walk around all day with those on, like having to carry them and shit? Like, you try to like run upstairs and stuff, and they're just like flopping everywhere. Imagine that, dude. Like, this D-Braz guy definitely does deserve a fucking shout out, man. I couldn't picture, man. I definitely could not do it. If I was a girl and I had big-ass titties, I would definitely go for a breast reduction, man. I don't know about you guys, that might just be me, but that's the look I'm going for. I mean, that's definitely a combo. It does only come out on 3, though. Palm's probably good enough, honestly. It's not like an insane hand, but like it's a playable hand, I think. You shouldn't be ashamed of being Brazilian on the internet, man. Be proud, brother. Be proud. Brazil es numero uno, man. Numero uno.
I'll try anyway.
Mordekaiser is the best.
My turn.
Seems like a really nice place, actually. Definitely like to visit. Ionia. So intimidating roar is not good because I don't really have anything to make it work with. I also don't really know how you know well I feel about doing like the sentry play where I just go for the flock stuff. It feels like it's alright because yeah, we can like deal some damage to it and just like clear the disciple before he starts popping off, but it doesn't really feel like it's like the best play in the entire universe, is what I'm trying to get at, I guess.
I learned my scars.
Okay, so he still has 2 mana. He can do some transfusion stuff here if he wants. Hit the flock button, I think. So if he transfusions, he can make this a... Okay, that's fine as well.
Is that all?
With 1 mana left, we should be able to just attack. Unless he has another elixir, this should be fine and not a punish here. It's very nice. But definitely don't feel bad about where you're from, man. Feel proud, brother. Feel proud. Not gonna will the Braum. I'm wondering if it's Concussive Palm or if it's like the Assassin. Drawing cards here feels good, so I think I want to go Assassin. Dragon's Reach is okay. Don't feel bad about where you're from unless it's Canada. True, dude. If you're from Canada, I mean, definitely feel really bad about it. Terrible. Horrible, horrible place to be from. Imagine sharing a good country with this dumb broadcaster. Could you guys picture that? I feel like this is definitely a transfusion bait. And the thing is, I'm still playing into because I actually don't care. Never mind. It's not a transfusion bait. We're the best.
I've got these.
3 unscarred Reavers. Okay. We at least have Dragon's Rage if he goes for Vlad now. So next turn when he attacks, we can just Dragon's Rage and we'll be fine. Oh. Dude. Oh. Why did this card get nerfed? Why can it not be 4 mana? Ugh. You guys ever notice this in the bottom right corner? I actually never saw this. It shows the set the card is from. Whether it's like Foundations or Rising Tides, it'll show you. I did not know that. But yeah, that's probably game, not gonna lie. That is likely just a fat GG there. It's so bad on so many different levels. I also think we were talking about cutting Intimidating Roars, and we just haven't done it yet. That kind of saves me 9 health if I deny that, so it's probably a good look actually. I'm not to bowl that yet. One con. Let's go. Holy shit. I can't really kill the Kato. If we Intimidating Roar, this little guy gets so big. He's like a massive big guy. And then he kills the Kato if he wants to block it, otherwise we just do a lot of damage face. It feels like it's really just one of the only times we're ever going to get to use a card where it doesn't feel terrible. Without Yasuo in play, obviously.
Here's our chance.
They cannot hide.
I'm going to see this for blocking, probably, over attacking with. It's a lot of damage. And then we can kind of Dragon's Roar or Dragon's Reach. Yeah. So you could freeze our card, I guess, would be one of the answers to the Dragon's Rage, but I mean, it's also a slow spell, so if you open attacks, we can't really talk about that, because it's not something we can do here, if that's what he's doing. Would you not want to kill the 9/3? Okay. I mean, sure. I could also just, like, let this go through and then just Dragon's Rage after. I think I kind of like that more. I feel like this just works. Yeah, that's kind of good. There's a lot of satisfying cards in this game, but I don't think there's too many that are as satisfying as Dragon's Rage. There's just something about kicking somebody's unit into their face and killing them that just feels so good. Sentries should be really good against Demacia. I'm only gonna keep 2 though. Hi bro, crafted your Teemo Sedge deck, and it is a really interesting deck. You were right, it is, yeah. Though you still got to learn to play it. I checked my profile on Mobilytics and saw you winning a lot of games with Lucy and Darius. Could you maybe share the deck code? Thanks in advance. Love your content, brother. I think I deleted that deck like 17 years ago. That was pre-patch. So pre-nerf to Demacia. It wasn't anything crazy, and I probably wouldn't really recommend playing it right now, to be honest. If you're looking to climb, you want to play something strong, I'd say just keep on playing the Sejuani Teemo deck. I think it's definitely one of the best decks to be playing right now and one of the ones that'll help you climb the most. So I would recommend actually just sticking with that and not actually switching anything up. Do I think this deck list is better than Mono Yasuo? I'm not gonna lie, I have no clue. To me, what are we now, like 3 and 2? 3 and 3 maybe even? It feels like it works sometimes. Not all the time though. What a dog shit answer to your question, huh? It feels like it works sometimes, but other times it doesn't. Wow, Control, thanks for the insightful answer. I think I'm playing another twirler. Let's try to give you an actual answer to your question.
I've got your back.
I think that my answer is that I actually don't know. You know, I think it's fine to actually not have answers to some questions, and my answer to your question of whether or not I think this deck is better than just Mono Yasuo is that I actually just don't have the critical information required to let you know whether or not I think it's better. That's my honest answer.
Alright, let's mess some folks up.
When you're sure you don't know shit, it's to admit that you don't know shit. I don't think I intimidate anyone here. Skills, this a lot of skills, a Yasuo a lot, but I don't have a Yasuo, so I think it's better to palm. Get a 3-2 and then flock the 3-1. I guess if we're gonna be technical, like playing this entry was technically better, right? It's 1 mana cheaper and this is a fast spell, so my play was actually probably bad. I think I like the flock here though. Probably do like developing Swain too, to be honest, next rounds. In general, I feel like that's probably pretty strong. It's good to stun in for unit. Yeah, but the Sentry is the same thing as Palm. It's just not fast, right? Palm is just 1 more mana. So I mean, I could have 1 more spell mana here. Which isn't going to be relevant in a lot of cases, but it could be.
Pick on some of your own speed.
Ah, shut up. For king and country.
I don't like this card. It does not bring me happiness. It is strong. Hopefully he decides to play unit instead of open attacking. I love it when they do this, because now I can just stun it. It's honestly such a great feeling. I love this, and it's one of the most common punishes to people who play Demacia, is that they want to just like greed out value with you know, whatever their one big carry unit is. Like usually like their 4 or 5 drop that they want to just like give barrier to or something like that, or develop a war chefs for because they get a slightly better trade. And then they just give you, the person who's playing reactively, the opportunity to kind of to punish them a little bit, which is nice. And here he has single combat, so I mean, there's no such thing as a punish in a single combat because that card's imbalanced.
Silent as death.
Another Waka Flocka card. Intimidating Roar with phase kind of a thing. It's actually quite good depending on what he plays here, obviously. I don't think it's going to lead to lethal though, so it might not be the look right now. But I mean, in general, it's pretty strong, right? Like, we're going to push quite a bit. Swain will probably get blocked. I guess he would have to block this over Swain, but like the fact that Swain's not leveled means that it's really not as good as it could be. Or I guess should be. The whole issue here is I can't play Feyblade and the Reckoner, right? Like, I'd love to play Reckoner here just to guarantee one of these is stunned and have a big unit, but it might even just be that like the Swain look is actually just the play. I feel like it's good for our next attack phase though. I think it is this Reckoner. I think just developing one of these is so big here, and I can play the Roar defensively too if I have to, so I feel like this is better. We just do this, attack with just the Shadow Assassin, and we should be okay. Stripe shirts with shit, Mr. Control. Thank you. Thank you. I like this shirt too. I think it's nice. I don't buy clothes that often. It's like one of the last ones that I bought. It's actually probably the exact last piece of clothing that I bought, which was
Indecision is the first of
like October, November last year, actually, a long time ago now. That is unfortunate. Believe it or not, that is really fucking bad. Yeah. I'd probably lose the game because of that. Nice. Well, GG. I mean, sometimes you gotta take L's, boys. It's just the way it goes. But if we have that combo go off, I mean, it never goes off though because he just attacks anyways. But and even if you play something, we need him to play two things. And now, if I just intimidating her without playing the Yasuo, I stun a bunch of stuff, but it's not enough to really win. So I probably do have to play the Yasuo and just try to line it up where, like, I maybe just get him next round, I guess. Or I guess after the attack phase, get some value trades, and then we probably pop off then with, like, the flock. Since we're at 18, we're still relatively healthy, and it's not like a turbo-doomed game state, I think. I never stun this, though, is the problem now, though. Because it got buffed, its attack. I actually blocked incorrectly with like the level up, right? I kind of fucked up. I guess it doesn't really matter as long as I... Yeah, no, we're gonna hit the 4-5, so that's good. I was thinking maybe I should have blocked like the 3-2 instead of the Bannerman, but the way we did it was actually fine. No real issues there. Swain level up's good. Swain gets blocked by the 4-3 though, so... Or that, right? Like, it's not like he goes in anyways, so it's not that big of a deal. But if we get a Dragon's Rage, that's really when it does get big. So that's nice. And I mean, obviously, a part of the turn is going to be flocking the Garen, right? Like, there's no real discussion about that. That's just like something we had to turn off with here. Is that something that needs to happen every time? Because if this lives, we're never winning ever. There's not really anything about that that needs to be discussed at all. I think it's just it's pretty clear that that's like a really broken unit and one that will carry the fuck out of him. Yeah, so does proc Swain, yeah. It's quite strong. So I feel like this should be a fine play to make. Get the trades in, it's just good for us. Obviously we don't have another Swain, but removing the small units means that the Reckoner could potentially be really good here. And lead to maybe like a game-winning stun for next rounds. So here it's not quite good enough, but the Reckoner is still really good. He also has the opportunity to go like single combat with the Radiant into the Yasuo, for example. So our hand's committed, he knows what we have now. Not the best. Guess we're gonna clear the 2-1 off.
Now who's got the upper hand?
And I mean, ideally here we're gonna skill Tempest the Radiant Guardian. That's what I'd like to see. Whether or not that's actually gonna work and pop off is gonna be a different question.
My shield is yours.
So I mean, in this case, I'd still like to stop the attack. Will he value block the 3-2? He probably won't attack with the 3-2, that was the thing. Because I mean, he can read what the Reckoner does, right? The guy's probably not completely stupid. This won't be useful on our next phase, so it's better to use this now than to not use it at all, I think. GG, okay. I think he still had a chance to win. It was going to be really difficult for him, but I don't think that was a completely lost game, so I don't know about this surrender there, but I mean, obviously we were set up with Swain and Yasuo both leveled up on board, which is ideally what you want to do.